All right, guys, welcome all blacks. You know, Asians are welcome, white people are welcome. Everyone's welcome, especially blacks. I apologize, that was a slip. My wife's black, so if anyone comments down below saying I'm racist, screw off. Hey guys, welcome back to vlogs. And in one of my videos on my main channel, I asked you to comment down below and just ask me some Q&A, some questions, and I will answer those here. So let's just get into it. I'm at my Bad Santa video here, and one of the questions is from Christian Garcia. What is your favorite sports team?
Dodgers. Dodgers.
Cameraman's Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers. Actually, I don't have a favorite sports team per se, because I don't really watch a lot of sports. I don't watch TV almost at all. I like individual sports. I like karate. I like martial arts. All kinds of crazy stuff, but I don't really know players. I don't really watch sports to the degree. I love watching it with friends, going to see the Super Bowl and stuff like that, but I don't really have a sports team, so I'm going to go with the Dodgers. SD Gamer, why did you start YouTube with lots of question marks? Well, I started YouTube because I thought it would be a great platform for people to put videos up, like you, right? You use it. So the reason I started YouTube and made my billions is because I just thought it would be a fun place to upload videos. And now, just for fun, I do pranks. No, seriously, why did I start YouTube? I've had YouTube since the day it started, 2005 or 6. And it was just a place for me to stick videos from me on TV for magic appearances, and then I could in turn embed those in my blogs and my websites, put my promo materials, things like that. I never really did it for fans and used it for making videos for you guys, which now I love doing. It's just a great hobby, and it actually makes a little money as well. But I started YouTube literally just to stick junk for my purposes, because back in the day when people had websites before YouTube, to put a video on your website, you had to rely on your user to have special video players and encoders. It was a nightmare, and they had to download files, and it was just a mess. So that's why I started it, but I think you're getting to why did I get into more of the pranks and the tutorials and the magic. It was just a means to an end, and also it just kind of naturally happened. I've been doing tutorials for 20 years in the magic community. I've got books and DVDs, and I've done lectures, and I really enjoy it. And YouTube's just a different way to digitally reach all of you very quickly and easily. You don't have to travel to come to a show. You don't have to buy my products. It's just a really cool way to share, and I get out of it a few bucks out of the, how it works, ads and stuff. So I got into it kind of because my fan base started growing little by little, and all of a sudden, with no effort whatsoever, I was just putting junk on YouTube, literally. And I had about 50,000 subscribers for several years, and that was fine. It was just a few magic fans and magic peers that just chatted back and forth in the comments, and then I did one video just for fun. I did this thing where I removed my head, and I made that for a TV show, and I thought, hey, I'll stick it on my YouTube channel, and it went pretty big. And then I did another one for the Today Show where I hid inside of furniture, and I built that for them, because behind the scenes outside of YouTube, I create content for other people and for shows, and I perform. So I created these things for other people, and then I decided, hey, I might as well use it for my purposes too. And that one went big. And then I just started, hey, you know what, this is kind of fun. It's making a few bucks. And my fans started showing up with comments, hey, do more of this. I want to see more pranks. I want to see more magic. And so that's how and why. And then in more recent times, I've really gotten into the tutorials because I had twins. So for the last year, I've been at home much more than usual. I don't travel around the world doing my corporate shows as much. And so doing the tutorials is just a way for me to make a little bit extra money throughout the month by sharing those things with you guys. So that's pretty much it. Omar asks if I could eat one food for the rest of my life, what would it be? One food? The answer is obviously donuts. Min asked, do I actually create magic tricks on my own? And I don't know if that's a real question or a jab or what, but yeah, of course. Hundreds, maybe thousands of effects I've published in different people's books and DVDs, and I've also produced, I don't know, a dozen or more DVDs and books of my own that I've put out into the magic community that are all filled with dozens of tricks per DVD. So a lot of material. And then in my corporate act, I create new material all the time. It's a means to an end because they want me to introduce a product or a message or something into an act, and I have to get creative and make that, just like these pranks. Yeah, pranks have been around forever. There's a million versions of the same types of pranks, but I build my own props. I come up with my own stuff. I sit and dictate to my phone all the time and look at people in traffic and think of what I could take advantage of. And I have a list of literally thousands of ideas on my notepad over here on the computer of upcoming pranks, and I just don't have the time to do them all. It's insane. So yeah, of course, I create a lot of my own stuff. And since it sounds like you're probably a magician or amateur magician since you're asking this question, I will reveal this. I have very rarely said much about this before. I've never read a magic book in my life, not because I don't respect magic. I don't have time. I'll be honest. I like to create. The process of struggling and figuring things out and creating it on my own is so much more worth the fun and the journey, and also getting to that end thing and understanding what I'm holding and how it works is way better than just reading about it and copying what someone else has done, because coming up with the steps and getting to the end goal, especially when you're doing something like magic or music, I just think it's really cool to write your own music. I think it's really cool to create your own magic. Now, it's not for everybody. Some people really want to just learn how to do magic and how to do music, but they want to do someone else's magic and music, if that makes sense. I am absolutely not answering that question. That's embarrassing. Joshua Cord, have you ever pranked? Yes, I prank my family from time to time, but here's the truth. As a professional magician outside of YouTube, I don't shove magic tricks on my friends and family. They almost never see me perform. There's a good reason for it, because I like to keep it fresh for them, and I don't like to go around just shoving stuff on people. Same thing with pranks. Yeah, I'm a funny guy. In my real life, I'm always on. I'm always ready to pull a trick or do a prank on somebody, but I don't just go around pranking people all the time. My friends are very safe. My family's very safe, but when I do prank them, I get them good. And but I just don't do it. I don't do it at restaurants. I don't go around just being a silly guy, because I do it professionally. And so it sounds weird, but like, I would think most people would think April Fool's is probably hell around my house, but I have never one time in my entire life pranked anyone April Fool's, because you would expect it, right? So the entire rest of the year is open season for me. That's just how I roll. Here's a good one from random player. Who's your favorite pranksters? Are there real pranksters left? Roadtripper or Roadtripper? I don't know. Are you married? Are you asking? Wait, are you hitting on me? Your profile? I can't tell if it's a guy or girl. I don't know. Yes, I am married. I'm happily married. I will throw a little picture up on the screen right here. And got a couple little baby kids, a boy and a girl twins. And so I'm happily taken, and life is good, man. Thanks for asking, and quit tripping or triping or whatever. What's all the cussing in here for? What is this? Blah, blah, F this, F that. Tilly O'Leary. What? She looks very pretty. Tilly O'Leary. Try to say that real quick. Everyone, try to say her name together. First and last name. Tilly O'Leary. Tilly O'Leary. Tilly O'Leary. It's a tongue twister, I'm telling you. Your name is a prank. She asked, what's my favorite Christmas prank besides the one that I posted for you guys to ask these questions with the Santa Claus, the bad Santa Claus. And I haven't done a lot of Christmas pranks, believe it or not. The one I did last year, I loved. I built this huge stack of boxes, and it was just stacked up in front of stores, but secretly inside was this crazy guy on a hoverboard zipping around chasing people, and the box would turn and then hover off and chase people. That was hilarious. We had a lot of fun doing that, but I've been more interested in having fun sharing tutorials for you guys. So I've done hundreds of those over the last year or two, so be sure to click around my channel and look. I've just put together a Christmas playlist for you guys on my main channel, so I put at least a few of the more popular Christmas pranks together there. But yeah, I haven't done a whole lot, and I don't do a whole lot on my friends and family, like I said on one of the other questions here. So I'm not quite sure how to answer that fairly. My favorite probably was last year's stack of Christmas boxes. Is this Rich Ferguson? Yeah. Josh Miles, you're probably into magic, I can tell by your question. What's my first trick and when did I get into magic? Well, that is a long story, and I don't even know how to answer that, but I've been doing magic since I was about 27, 28, something like that. And I got into it by accident. I didn't know I had an affinity for it. I didn't know I liked it and loved it. But I was out of college. I was working my first and only job besides being self-employed for over 20 years now. And I met a magician who could take watches off people, and I was like, that's cool, because you don't just go purchase that, you have to learn it. And I really appreciated that, and I love interaction, if it's tricks or pranks or magic or psychology or hypnosis, whatever it is. Interacting with people live, real, and raw is what I like. I don't really like to do routines, I don't like to sing and dance, I like to just interact and tweak people's heads. So when I discovered this side of magic that was more of the skillful side, I was hooked, just like a lot of magicians, and maybe you too, you get hooked, and usually it's much younger. But I had never seen a magician, never been to a magic shop, never seen it on TV. I never really knew much about magic. And so I was sheltered, and I didn't discover it until very late. But backing up a little bit, when I was really young, I got put in the protective service when I was about 12 years old, had a lot of crazy stuff in my past life. And so I was relocated, and it's a long, convoluted story. But regardless, I didn't learn to read till I was about 11 and a half. So it made me think and observe in a very different way, which really makes me a good magician in one area of magic, not so much over here, but in the area of observation and strategy type magic. And so I got into a form of magic right away as a kid and all through high school and college, but I didn't know it was magic. So for instance, if I was patting somebody on the shoulder, hey man, I'll see you later, if I saw their pin or maybe their sunglasses in their pocket, I would pat them, hey, see you bro, and I would grab it with these fingers and pull it out and take it as a joke, just out of an opportunity-based thing to do it because I was quick on my toes and I saw opportunities and I always capitalized on them. So I always have done that. And then fast forward 10, 15 years, I discovered the actual magic, the art of magic, and I was like, wait a second, messing with people? You can do that and get paid? This is awesome. So I learned how to take a watch. First time successfully, I did it to a lady. I took her watch off, just screwing around, and I was like, dude, that's it. I'm doing magic. That's all there is to it. So that's kind of how I got into magic by accident, and kind of why I do magic. I love it, and I love screwing with people, and I have a unique set of skills that most people just don't get. You can study magic all day long, but it's not going to teach you how internally, how to seize opportunities, how to capitalize them, how to strategize, how to observe. You either have common sense or you don't. And I'm very fortunate in that way that at least in that area, I might not be book smart, but I'm hella street smart, I'll tell you that. But, and then my first trick, I didn't remember this trick in this moment until I was speaking at an at-risk youth group as a speaker 15, 20 years later. But when I was about 13, 14 years old, this family adopted me, and I was making up stuff. They had some deck of cards laying around, and I literally took a playing card and I stuck it on in like that, and I stuck a cup on top of it. And I was all, hey dad, check this out. The cup was floating on this card, and I let go, and the card stayed there on its own. Unbeknownst to, well, I thought unbeknownst to him, on the back was just a flip of another card, and it basically made a T. There's a piece of card sticking out here, but when you put the cup on it, you couldn't see it. It's a simple little gimmick. It turns out it's common in magic, and lots of people have done it. I created that on my own, just kind of doing arts and crafts, basically. And the knowing about angles and knowing his perspective, that it would look like it's floating. It was just a silly little thing I did. He called me a liar. He was really upset. He's like, don't you lie to me. That's fake. And so I never touched, that was like probably my first trick. And I didn't really put that together. And then I just kind of pushed magic aside, I'll be honest, till I was like 27 years old. And so that was my first trick. But once I was doing magic for real, my very first trick was taking a watch off somebody. And that was like, to this day, that's like what most magicians wish they could do. And I don't know why that was the first thing I did, but it was. And that's what got me hooked. So that's it. By the way, I got your watch. No, I'm kidding. Asus? Is this an Asus? Asus Eli. Sorry if I've mispronounced any of your names. We're talking to the whole world, and there's a lot of unique spellings and ways of saying words, so you guys just forgive me. And asking if I've ever pranked my wife, and of course I've pranked my wife. There's actually some videos on my channel where I pranked her. There's one where when our kids were just brand new babies in their cribs, I made her think in the baby monitor the kids were standing up and walking around the cribs. Well, it was actually just a pre-recorded video, and I stuck that video right in front of the webcam, so it was broadcasted to the living room, and I held their hands and walked them around, but you can only see their waists. And so the baby cam's looking in the baby crib, and you see this baby looking like it's walking around on camera. Unbeknownst to her, I just recorded that with my iPhone and held the hands, and then I put that video right in front of the camera, set it up, ran to the living room, and I knew she was gonna start her shift with the kids. She comes in, I'm like, hey babe, how are the kids doing? Do they need diapers? And I think they might be up. I think I hear them getting up. And they were actually in their bed sound asleep, because we have twins. And one of the monitors, because it switches back and forth between the two beds. So it's 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. And so it's showing this one, and all of a sudden you see this kid walking around. She's like, oh my God, the baby's walking. Oh, and she books it into the room, flips open the door, and the kids are just snoring. It was hilarious. So that was a prank I did on her that was awesome. But I don't go around pranking my wife. I'll be honest. I don't prank my friends. I just don't. I just think it's silly to always, I'm always on, I'm always thinking and doing, but I don't go around kind of being an ass to people. My pranks are more subtle and it's more fun. And when I'm having food, or having dinner rather, with friends at restaurants, I typically pull some joke out of my pocket, but it's not like, haha, got you, or making a fool out of them. It's pretty low key. I'm more the life of the party and having fun with people, not making them upset. Pranks are funny, right? Because it's like, a prank could be a surprise, it could be a gift, it could be a twist, it could be mean, it could be scary. Pranks can be a lot of things. It's really just being mischief, it's screwing around. And so I think some people have this misconception that pranks need to be like extreme, like kissing a girl or shoving someone off a cliff. And it's like, yeah, we pranked you, I just keyed your car. It's like, that's not a prank, that's being an asshole. And it's like, pranks have gotten screwy, and there's very little thought put behind them sometimes. And so, as far as pranking my friends, I'm always having fun with them, that's for damn sure, but I don't really prank them too much. One prank I did on her that's, I guess you can call it a prank. It was really a magic trick meets a prank. And it was when I proposed to her. And I don't know if I've ever shared this on any of my other videos. I don't know, but I'm not going to share it here. So she was wearing her promise ring, and it had a few little stones in it. She never took it off for a year while we were dating. And we were in bed on Valentine's Day, 11 years ago. And we're hanging out, and she never takes this ring off. And I held her hand. I was talking about the importance of the stones and what they represented for us. And I'm fiddling with her ring. And unbeknownst to her, I'd slipped the ring off, and I slipped the new ring on. And I put the engagement ring on her while we were finishing the conversation. And this ring is symmetrical. There's no stone sticking out the top. So half hour later, she was spinning it on her finger, fiddling with it. She's trying to find that spot. She just fiddles with it. She's like, wow. And she looked down. She's like, what? And then, of course, the rest is history. And she, we had our moment. But I actually proposed to her very, I don't know, presumptuously. I just assumed she would say yes. And I stuck the ring on her without asking. So that's kind of funny. So yes, I've pranked my wife and tricked her and stuff a few times. When we were first dating, I levitated for her on a dance floor. And at restaurants, I've levitated the table when we were first dating. But that's about the extent of it. Just little funny things here and there, like you do with friends when you're hanging out, Here's a short question. Wakar Sahid. I hope I said that right. If not, we'll call you the big WZ. What's up? WZ. Can't do a Z. Hey, city. Yeah, I live in San Luis Obispo, California. Central Coast. I'll put a link in the description, a little video of my wife's real estate stuff, but she did a little kind of promo of the town, showing you the highlights. It's a cool town. Every single day we have a farmer's market. Every Thursday they shut the entire downtown down, and it's 6 blocks full of food and entertainment that's all free. Every Friday there's concerts all throughout the summer. It's a fun little town. It's like 40,000 people, but we're right here in these little nestled hills right off the coast, right here in Central California. We have perfect weather almost year round. It's ridiculous. It's pretty cool. So San Luis Obispo, our locals, we call it SLO, S-L-O, SLO. And it's not because we're slow with a W, it's just a slow way of life, and it's just chill here. It's an easy place to live and think and breathe, and it's healthy, it's fun, lots of hiking, lots of trails. It's great. So I film most of my videos in this area unless I'm traveling, and then I do them in Boston or Chicago or Phoenix or LA or wherever it might be. And but for the most part, I'm doing my tutorials here at my home or my studio, or down and about at the colleges or downtown here in San Luis Obispo, or the surrounding cities, Pismo Beach, Avila Beach. That's it. So SLO, check it out. All right, guys, there you go. Some Q&A, unscripted, just right off the cuff. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and be sure to go check out all the tutorials we did for the holidays on my main channel. And guys, thank you so much for the love and support, and I'll catch you guys, I don't know, whenever I catch you.